everyone. Welcome again to K Podcast. Today we are going to be talking about this latest news that have just come out. And I'm going to say this. It's a little bit funny seeing, some women from the right wing side literally saying they are going to, change parties because of alimony. Now, I'm going to say this. Like I said before with my other videos that I made about, especially when it comes to politics and things like this, I'm like, first of all, I feel like, a lot of white women, uh, when laws are being made, they exempt themselves, forgetting that, hey, that law is not written what color of the person that this particular law is going to be opposed on. When they say women, they mean general, and it means you too. And I feel like many of the times they have to learn very hard. They've been learning very hard lately, especially with the Ron DeSantis thing, and also with what has been going on in Florida in general. Now, I'm going to say this with the alimony thing. Do you know how many men have been literally dreaming of this day where they can actually not pay you alimony? So you can spend literally 20, 30 years with a man, being married to him, being a housewife, and, and taking care of those kids, taking care of your children. And let's say at the end of the day, your marriage doesn't work out. And, it is only fair for you to be getting alimony, to get paid off for what you've been contributing to the family if he's working and you are somebody that has never worked. But I'm not gonna say never worked, because if you're taking care of the household and taking care of the kids, you deserve that. Is actually work that people get paid for, things like that. People, that is a job. Taking care of children and taking care of the household is a job. But I'm gonna say this. I feel like a lot of right-wing women are gonna learn, because there have been some things that have been coming out, the legislation, the things that have been coming out that they want to enforce. And I'm going to say this, like the Roe v. Wade thing, where everybody thought that, it's going to affect only brown and black women. And then it turned out to be it's affecting everybody. And especially, it's affecting more their community and all of these laws that have been put in place. And they're finding out. Now, I'm going to say this. Yeah, this is what happens when you think you are the exemption of when men are out here putting laws. You think that it's not gonna affect you. Yes, it is gonna affect you, and it's gonna affect everyone. Now, the fact that they are literally saying they're gonna, redirect their votes is making me laugh, because I'm like, now you want to redirect your votes. Now you want to go vote for the Democrats. Okay, like we didn't see all of this before. It's giving me, I want to test the waters first. It's giving, I want to go find out. I want to make this mistake, find out, cry about it, and then come outside and cry about it. It's like when I saw on TikTok somebody complaining about the Proud Boys, matching on their street. And I'm like, excuse me, you guys were the ones that's saying these guys were good people and all of that. And these are your family members. I mean, you could just call your brother back home and be like, stop going out there and matching. You guys can actually, in your community, talk about it and say, you know what, we don't want you doing this. But you know what? That is not my topics, by the way. The one with the Proud Boys, that one is out there. People are complaining, especially from this particular community. And I'm like, hey, it's giving, I want to test the water. I want to vote for this. That is definitely not gonna be beneficial for me, because I think it's not gonna benefit anybody else. It's the same thing with the, what is it called? Affirmative action. It's the same thing. People thinking affirmative action only, helps the black community. Meanwhile, we know what it actually does help. So now, with that being said, I'm just gonna pull up this particular news over here, and then we're gonna talk about this. And we're gonna talk about more things that has been happening in Florida lately.
Plan to switch parties after Ron
Hold on.
Some news out of Florida that really doesn't bode well for Ron DeSantis or Republicans writ large in the state. Many Republican women are now saying that they plan to switch parties after Ron DeSantis signed a new law that rolls back and restricts some alimony in the state, including by allowing judges to reduce or terminate alimony and support payments. In particular, ex-spouses who pay alimony will now be empowered to change that when they retire. A coalition of women, including some Republican women who depend on alimony, have come out to say that they will lose everything because of this new law.
Yeah, this is the thing. This is the thing. When other women are out here talking about we should look out for each other, some women are out here thinking about their skin tone. And this is the result. This is what you get when you don't think about women. Your fellow women as you don't see yourself as a group. You don't see yourself, in that way. And you prefer to be separated. You think that what is going to affect them is not going to affect you. Ron DeSantis is doing a great job for the Floridians right now. I hope they are enjoying their vote. I hope that you guys that are living over there that voted for that man, that you guys are enjoying your vote. Because all I've heard from TikTok and every other social media is people complaining about the laws that has been, put in place. Yeah. And now they're coming after your bag too, ladies. They're coming after your alimony. So if you've been, taking care of your kids, if you've been taking care of your kids, taking care of your, household for a long time, and let's say you didn't have a chance to go to work because you've been too busy with the kids, you're not gonna be, this law, I think they already passed the law, by the way. You're not gonna be getting alimony if that person retires or in any other situation. Yeah.
DeSantis has just impoverished all of the older women of Florida, and I know at least 3,000 women across the state of Florida are switching to Democrat, and we will campaign against him all the way forever, said a Milton County Republican who receives permanent alimony. According to Orlando Weekly's reporting, quote, the new law will also allow alimony payers to seek modifications if a supportive relationship exists or has existed involving their ex-spouses in the previous year. Critics argue that the provision is vague and could apply to temporary roommates who help alimony recipients cover living expenses for short periods of time. Five Ash, a 63-year-old with serious medical conditions, said she can't afford another legal fight over alimony. Quote, my fears are that they can take you back to court and I don't have the money for an attorney. I literally live off a little bit I get for alimony. I work part-time because I have all kinds of ailments, and now I'm going to be left without anything, absolutely anything. Health insurance, she added, will probably be the first thing to go if her payments are reduced or eliminated. Quote, this is a death sentence for me. And look, this is certainly not to celebrate the fact that these people who voted for Ron DeSantis are now getting some kind of comeuppance or karma for their vote. But I will say, I can't help but think of the viral tweet, I never thought leopards would eat my face, sobs woman who voted for the Leopards Eating Faces party. All of which is to say, when you have a politician whose entire identity is predicated on attacking women and on disregarding the will of the people he's supposed to serve, it probably shouldn't come as a surprise when that politician does exactly that.
That they said they didn't want immigrants, and now the immigrants have left. Like what I heard, they've left Florida. And everybody that voted for Ron, and now I'm gonna say this, especially people of color, the other people of color that voted for Ron, that thought illegal immigrants and all of that and everything that Ron's been trying to put in place before he got into office, and they thought that they were gonna get a one-up, and they thought that they were gonna benefit and it was not gonna affect them, and now it's affecting everybody. It's affecting everybody.
Speaking of leopards eating people's faces, DeSantis also recently released a bizarre anti-LGBT video that made even gay Republicans turn against him for how absurdly awful and hateful it was.
It comes as Trump's main rival, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis,
everything in my power,
is under fire for his campaign's new video.
Now, we're not going to go over that right now. We're going to go to the next video over here and talk about this real quick. So I'm just going to take you guys to this other video over here.
And brown women next to you.
Wait, with all these laws that I put in place, I hope a lot of women take notes and see how, politics work, that especially when they're trying to put, laws in place that you think might not benefit everybody, maybe not, do not vote for that person that you think might actually disparage, you know, other people, do not vote for that person. You get me? Do not go over there and think, oh, I'm just gonna vote despite, I'm gonna have special treatment. Because this is the thing, what we are learning nowadays is nobody gets special treatment. Nobody.
White male lawmakers want you to be as uneducated, barefoot, and pregnant as the black and brown women next to you.
The reality is, these white male lawmakers can get away with peeling back affirmative action and every other civil rights advancement that we've made thus far in this country because they know white women believe that the preferential treatment they get in comparison to Black folks is the same as having their human rights protected, and it's simply not the case whatsoever. Like the creator of the previous video mentioned, white women, you had your bodily autonomy stripped from you earlier this too, right? You remember that? That's because you're only useful to white men insofar as you're servicing their emotional, sexual needs and giving them white beat. But outside of that sort of servicing of white men hate you almost as much as they hate Black people. But they also fear you. They fear that one day you'll figure out that your experiences is tied to that of Black folks and that one day we'll build any type of coalition. Because in that situation, white men might actually have to pay for their war crimes.
I'm gonna say this. I know everybody want to be out here preaching them. We can only say the truth, and I can only say, you know what? Maybe don't vote for something that you think might actually not benefit other people, but benefit you. Because at the end of the day, yeah, karma is something that always gets us. Karma is something that always gets us. You might think you're disparaging somebody else. You think you're getting special treatment. And then when you don't get it, everybody start crying. Like the affirmative action thing. Because I'm pretty sure, I saw that now they are going after a legacy student. They're trying to sue now for legacy student, to stop legacy student. And I'm like, see, maybe you guys should have started with that first. Maybe that should have been the first thing to go after instead of the affirmative action. But you know what? If you're gonna take away affirmative action, then take the legacy student out too. Yeah. So we're gonna go into this last video here before I leave. Yeah. Let me just bring up this last video over here before I leave.
Right now, you cannot enjoy.
So this is another news that is coming out of Florida, by the way. I mean, I have been on TikTok for a while now, and all that I've heard about Florida has been like negative, people complaining about, not having workers, people complaining about not being able to make money anymore, people complaining about the summer that they are not getting customers. And it's like affecting business and affecting everyone.
Do you guys understand how bad it is in Florida right now? You cannot insure your home. And this is all DeSantis' fault. So just today, Farmers Insurance dropped 100,000 policies in Florida. And this was after this guy, Florida CFO Petros, promised repercussions if they did this in a tweet, and then refused to take any questions. Farmers Insurance Group announced today that it will no longer write new policies for renew existing homeowners auto and umbrella policies affecting 100,000 customers. In Florida, insurance companies have stopped writing policies, dropped customers, and left the state outright after receiving $3 billion in taxpayer-provided reinsurance aid. DeSantis also signed a bill taking away homeowners' right to recover attorneys' fees when they prevail, under the premise that these lawsuits have increased the premiums for people who are purchasing insurance. Under DeSantis, the insurance has tripled. The national rate is $1,300. Florida, it's $4,200. Fun fact, DeSantis got $4 million in campaign donations from insurance companies. Petronas, $2.2 million. Go fast, lose cash.
I'm just gonna say, yeah, you know what? I hope that this particular, topic that I brought up today actually does get to the right people, and they actually see what's been happening when you vote for somebody that you think that is gonna favor you but not favor other people. Because when things like this start happening, you're gonna be the same people that are gonna be out here crying about it. Yeah, it is what it is. Life is not fair. Don't wish other people not to have a good life, but then wish for yourself to have a good life. Because there is always one thing with karma, it always comes right back. It always comes right back. It's a cycle. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say this. Don't forget to press the like button. Leave your comments about this particular video. Don't forget to press that subscribe button. And I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day and goodbye.